First contact, first blood. The void of space stretched endlessly around the UES Defiance, humanity's first true deep space warship. Its sleek obsidian hull absorbed rather than reflected light, making it nearly invisible against the backdrop of stars. Captain Maya Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes scanning the tactical displays while her crew worked in focused silence. "Status report," she said, her voice calm despite the tension in her shoulders. Lieutenant Ramirez looked up from his console. "All systems optimal, Captain. Stealth systems functioning at 98% efficiency. The new quantum drive is stable." Chen nodded. The Defiance was an experiment, a prototype that represented the pinnacle of human technological achievement. After decades of theoretical research, humanity had finally broken the light-speed barrier and developed weapons that could theoretically stand against whatever they might find in the depths of space. But theory and practice were different beasts, and the Defiance had yet to be tested in actual combat. "We're approaching the outer boundary of the Procyon system," announced Navigator Wang. "Sensors are detecting artificial structures on the third planet." "Maintain stealth approach," Chen ordered. "This is a reconnaissance mission only." The mission brief had been clear. Explore the Procyon system, gather intelligence on any sentient species, and return without revealing humanity's presence. Earth's leaders wanted to know what awaited them before announcing their arrival on the galactic stage. "Captain," called out Ensign Park from the communication station, her voice rising in pitch. "I'm picking up transmissions, lots of them. And they're structured, definitely artificial. Put them through." The bridge speakers emitted a series of clicks and tonal shifts, utterly alien but undeniably intelligent. Chen felt her pulse quicken. After centuries of searching the stars, humanity had finally found proof of extraterrestrial intelligence. "Can we translate any of it?" she asked. "The AI is working on it, but it'll take time," Park replied. Chen was about to issue new orders when the tactical officer shouted, "Multiple vessels approaching. Fast. They've spotted us somehow." Impossible, Chen thought. The Defiance's stealth technology should have kept them invisible to all known detection methods. Yet the display showed 3 vessels rapidly closing in, their design unlike anything in human records. "Battle stations," Chen ordered, her training taking over. "Defensive posture only." The crew moved with practiced efficiency as the ship's systems shifted to combat readiness. The approaching vessels were elegant, their hulls shimmering with an iridescent material that seemed to flow rather than remain solid. "They're hailing us," Park announced. "Put it through," Chen said, straightening her uniform. First contact would define humanity's place in the galactic community. The screen flickered, revealing a humanoid figure with metallic blue skin and large pupil-less eyes. Its features were sharp, almost predatory, and a series of ridges ran along its scalp instead of hair. The alien spoke, its words incomprehensible, until the ship's AI began processing the language. Soon, fractured translations appeared as subtitles. "Unknown vessel. Territorial violation. Submit to boarding. Primitive design." Chen frowned at the last phrase. "Open channel. I am Captain Maya Chen of the United Earth Ship Defiance. We come in peace and apologize for any territorial transgression. We are on a mission of exploration." The alien's eyes narrowed as it received the translation. Its response came swiftly, the AI's translation becoming clearer with each exchange. "I am Commander Xalak of the Zatraxian Empire. Your vessel has entered sovereign Zatraxian space. Your technology appears rudimentary. You will submit to inspection and cataloging." The condescension in the alien's tone was unmistakable. Chen bristled but maintained her diplomatic approach. "We respectfully decline boarding, but are willing to share cultural information as equals," she replied. Commander Xalak's expression hardened. "Perhaps you misunderstand, human. This is not a request. Primitive species are cataloged and studied. Your compliance is expected." Before Chen could respond, the tactical officer called out, "They're powering weapons." energy signatures spiking. "Shields up," Chen ordered. "Evasive maneuvers, pattern Delta." The Defiance banked sharply as the lead Zatraxian vessel fired, a beam of concentrated energy slicing through the space the human ship had occupied moments before. "Return fire, warning shots only," Chen commanded. "Target their weapons systems." The Defiance's particle cannons fired with surgical precision, striking the lead vessel's weapon emplacements. The Zatraxians hadn't expected resistance, and certainly not such accurate counterfire. On screen, Commander Xalek's expression shifted from arrogance to confusion. "Impossible. Your vessel's capabilities exceed our initial scans. Perhaps your scans are as primitive as you thought we were," Chen replied coolly. "We have no quarrel with the Zatraxian Empire, but we will defend ourselves." The exchange of fire continued, the Defiance weaving between enemy shots while landing precise hits that disabled rather than destroyed. The Zatraxian vessels, for all their advanced appearance, were struggling to track the human ship's movements. "Captain," called Lieutenant Ramirez, "I'm analyzing their weapon systems. They're using standard particle displacement technology, nothing like our phased quantum weapons." Chen understood the implication. For all their apparent advancement and arrogance, the Zatraxians' technology wasn't as superior as they believed. Humanity had taken a different technological path, developing systems that the aliens weren't familiar with. "They're surrounding us," warned the tactical officer. 3 more vessels have joined the engagement." Chen knew they couldn't fight an entire fleet. "Prepare the quantum drive. We're leaving." "Captain," Park interrupted, her voice urgent. "I've decrypted more of their communications. They're discussing Earth. They've known about us for some time. They've been observing our planet, classifying us as a pre-spaceflight civilization." A cold realization washed over Chen. The Zatraxians didn't know about Earth's recent technological leap. They still thought humans were confined to their solar system, using primitive chemical rockets and basic satellites. "Captain," Ramirez added, "I've intercepted data from their tactical network. They're planning something. It looks like an invasion force. Targeting Earth. Date stamps indicate departure within 2 weeks." The bridge fell silent. What had begun as a reconnaissance mission had suddenly become something far more urgent. Earth was in danger from an enemy that underestimated them. But for how long? "New plan," Chen announced. "We're going to let one of their ships partially disable us. Make it look convincing. Then we'll activate the quantum drive at the last moment." "Captain," questioned her first officer, "we need them to continue underestimating us." "Commander, if they think we're barely holding our own with this ship, they won't expect what's waiting for them at Earth." The crew quickly understood. The Defiance was just one prototype. Back home, a small fleet of similar vessels was nearing completion, a fact the Zatraxians knew nothing about. "Tactical, simulate damage to our port thrusters. Communications, prepare a distress call. Make it sound desperate. Let's give them a show." The Defiance shuddered as it deliberately flew into a Zatraxian energy beam. Alarms blared across the bridge as simulated damage reports flooded in. "Distress call broadcasting," Park confirmed. On screen, Commander Xalek's expression changed to one of smug satisfaction. "Your resistance was admirable, but futile, human. Prepare to be boarded." As the Zatraxian vessels moved in for capture, Chen gave a subtle nod to her navigator. "Quantum drive activated," Wang announced. The Defiance's engines pulsed with brilliant blue energy. Space itself seemed to fold around the ship, and before the Zatraxians could react, the human vessel vanished in a flash of light, leaving only confusion in its wake. In the quantum tunnel, Chen addressed her crew. "Set course for Earth. Maximum speed. We need to warn the Defense Council and prepare our response." She paused, looking at each of her officers. "The Zatraxians think we're primitive. They see us as easy prey. When they come for Earth, they'll discover just how wrong they are." The Defiance streaked through the quantum corridor, carrying a warning, and the first advantage in humanity's coming war with the stars. The turning tide. Admiral Hiroshi Tanaka stood in Earth's Orbital Defense Command Center, watching as technicians prepared the planet's hidden fleet for the coming confrontation. 4 dozen warships, each built in secrecy over the past decade, hung in synchronous orbit, their stealth systems masking them from conventional detection. "Any word from the Defiance?" he asked his aide. "They've just entered the system, Admiral. Captain Chen is requesting direct communication with you and the Defense Council." Tanaka nodded. "Put her through to my private office." When Maya Chen's face appeared on his screen, Tanaka could see the strain of their hasty return journey etched in her features. "Captain, I understand you've made first contact," he said. "Yes, Admiral, but not the kind we hoped for. The Zetraxian Empire views us as a primitive species ripe for conquest. They've been monitoring Earth for years, completely unaware of our technological advancements. They're planning an invasion, and based on our analysis of their communications, their fleet launches in 8 days. Tanaka's expression remained impassive, but his mind raced through calculations and contingencies. "Your assessment of their capabilities. Their technology is advanced, but not as overwhelming as they believe. The Defiance's quantum weapons were effective against their shields. More importantly, they rely heavily on predictable tactics. They're overconfident and unprepared for resistance. And you deliberately let them think the Defiance was our best effort." Chen nodded. "They believe they damaged us significantly before we escaped. They have no idea about the rest of the fleet." A thin smile crossed Tanaka's face. "Good work, Captain. Report to Luna Base for debriefing. Your tactical data will be crucial for our defense planning." As Chen's image faded, Tanaka turned to the holographic display of Earth's orbital defenses. The Zetraxians were in for a surprise. Humanity had suspected they weren't alone in the galaxy and had prepared accordingly. 7 days later, the Defiance rejoined Earth's defense fleet, repaired and upgraded based on their encounter with Zetraxian technology. Captain Chen stood on her bridge, watching as Earth's hidden armada moved into formation. Each ship had been enhanced with insights gained from the Defiance's battle data. "Status report," she ordered. "All systems operational," Ramirez replied. "The new shield harmonics should be effective against their weapons. Quantum torpedoes are loaded and ready. Long-range sensors detecting multiple fold space distortions," announced the tactical officer. "Consistent with Zetraxian propulsion signatures. Estimated arrival, 30 minutes. Chen opened a channel to Admiral Tanaka. "They're early." "They're eager," Tanaka corrected. "Implement Operation Phantom. All ships maintain stealth protocols until my command." Operation Phantom was audacious, but played perfectly to the Zetraxians' arrogance. Earth would appear defenseless, with only a token force of older spacecraft visibly orbiting the planet. The true fleet would remain hidden, waiting to spring the trap. As predicted, the Zetraxian armada emerged from fold space with overwhelming numbers, over 100 vessels of various sizes, arranged in a precise geometric formation. Their flagship, nearly twice the size of the Defiance, took position at the center. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies," Park reported. "Planetary-wide transmission." "Let's hear it," Chen ordered. A familiar face appeared on screen. Commander Xalek, now adorned with additional insignia. "People of Earth," he began, his translated voice dripping with condescension. "I am Grand Marshal Xalek of the Zetraxian Empire. Your planet has been selected for incorporation into our dominion. Your technological development has been assessed as minimal, your defenses negligible. Submit peacefully, and your species will be preserved as a protectorate. Resist, and you will be subdued through superior force." Earth's response came not from military channels, but from the civilian government, a calculated move to reinforce the Zetraxians' belief in human naivety. "This is Secretary General Okoro of the United Earth Government. We are a peaceful planet. We have no quarrel with your empire. Please clarify your intentions and the terms of this protectorate status." On his flagship, Xalek smiled at what he perceived as human ignorance. Primitive indeed. He murmured to his officers. They don't even recognize a conquest when they see one. He addressed Earth again. Your species will serve the Empire according to your capabilities. Your resources will be harvested for the greater glory of Zetrax. Your people will be relocated as needed. This is not negotiable. In the Orbital Command Center, Admiral Tanaka nodded to his communications officer. Now we show them what humanity is truly capable of. Secretary General Okoro's voice hardened as she delivered Earth's true response. The people of Earth reject your terms, Grand Marshal Xalek. We will not surrender our planet or our freedom to any empire, no matter how ancient or powerful it claims to be. Xalek's expression shifted to one of amused disdain. Then you leave us no choice. Your resistance is noted but futile. Commence planetary subjugation protocols. The Zetraxian fleet began to deploy, spreading out to establish an orbital blockade. Scans swept the planet's surface, targeting major population centers and military installations. They're deploying as expected, Chen reported to Tanaka. Their attention is focused planet-side. They've detected our decoy vessels, but are dismissing them as insignificant. All ships prepare to disengage stealth systems on my mark, Tanaka ordered through the fleet-wide channel. Remember your training. Remember what we're fighting for. The Zetraxian vessels moved with practiced precision, unaware that they were being surrounded by Earth's hidden fleet. When the first landing craft began to descend toward the planet, Tanaka gave the command. Operation Phantom. Execute. Across Earth orbit, 4 dozen warships simultaneously deactivated their stealth systems, appearing as if from nowhere in a perfect encirclement of the Zetraxian fleet. On the Defiance, Chen watched as confusion rippled through the enemy formation. Target their propulsion and weapons systems, she ordered. Disable, don't destroy unless necessary. The human fleet opened fire in perfect synchronization, quantum weapons striking the unprepared Zetraxian vessels with devastating accuracy. Ships that had been moving confidently toward Earth suddenly found themselves crippled, their engines and weapons disabled by technology they hadn't believed humans could possess. On his flagship, Xalek stared in disbelief at the tactical display. Impossible, he muttered. Where did these ships come from? How did they evade our sensors? Grand Marshal, his second-in-command reported. Our forward vessels are reporting critical damage. The human weapons are penetrating our shields as if they weren't there. Reconfigure shield harmonics. Xalek ordered. Launch all fighters. Crush these upstarts. But the human fleet was already executing the second phase of their strategy. Smaller, faster craft launched from the larger warships, employing tactics that bewildered the Zetraxian commanders. Instead of engaging in predictable formation-based combat, the human fighters moved in seemingly chaotic patterns, striking from unexpected angles and vanishing before counterattacks could connect. They're trying to regroup, Ramirez noted as the Defiance led a squadron through the heart of the Zetraxian fleet. Don't give them the chance, Chen replied. Target their communication arrays. Let's see how well their perfect formations hold when they can't coordinate. The battle unfolded across Earth's orbit, a dance of light and destruction as humanity revealed the full extent of its capabilities. The Zetraxian invasion, planned with such certainty, had transformed into a desperate struggle for survival. 3 hours into the engagement, with half his fleet disabled and the rest fighting defensively, Grand Marshal Xalek faced the unthinkable. Defeat at the hands of a species he had dismissed as primitive. Grand Marshal, his tactical officer reported, the human vessels are converging on our position. Our shields are failing. We cannot sustain this defense. Xalek stared at the view screen, at the sleek, dark ships that had outmaneuvered and outfought his superior force. One vessel in particular drew his attention. The same ship he had encountered weeks earlier, the one he thought they had nearly destroyed. The communication system chimed, and Captain Chen's face appeared on his screen. Grand Marshal Xalek, she said, her voice calm but firm. This is Captain Maya Chen of the UES Defiance. Your invasion has failed. Your fleet is defeated. You have 2 options. Surrender and withdraw, or be destroyed. Zalic's pride warred with his survival instinct. How? He demanded. How did a planet of primitives develop such technology without our knowledge? Perhaps, Shen replied, you should question your empire's habit of underestimating those you consider beneath you. Humanity has never been primitive, merely cautious about revealing our true capabilities until necessary. After a moment of tense silence, Zalic gave the order no Zatraxian commander had uttered in centuries. Stand down all weapons. Prepare for withdrawal. 3 days later, Captain Chen stood beside Admiral Tanaka and Secretary General Okoro as they prepared to address the people of Earth about their new place in the galactic community. The Zatraxians have retreated beyond the Procyon system, Tanaka reported. Our long-range sensors confirm their regrouping, but not for another attack. Their communication traffic suggests they're reevaluating their entire strategic position and their assessment of humanity. Okoro asked. Chen smiled. Let's just say primitive is no longer in their vocabulary when they describe us. This is just the beginning, Tanaka cautioned. The galaxy is vast, and the Zatraxian Empire is just one of many powers. We've announced our presence in the most dramatic way possible. Good, Okoro said firmly. Let the message spread. Humanity will not be conquered, subjugated, or dismissed. She turned to Chen. Captain, the Defiance will lead our first diplomatic mission beyond our borders. It's time we introduced ourselves properly to our galactic neighbors. As Chen returned to her ship, she paused to look back at Earth, the blue marble that had spawned a species deemed insignificant by an interstellar empire. That empire now knew better. Humanity had emerged from obscurity, not as the galaxy's newest victims, but as its newest power. The stars would never look at humans the same way again.